there are a lot of. That's not a division that's
75.
Yeah, that in recent times it's one that we think of as like. It's not a glamour division, but as like a division where it's like, man, it's really one to focus on. But like, you just listed the names: Bivol, Beterbiev, Zurdo. If Canelo goes up, if Benavidez goes up, like, there's a lot of really good fighters right there. And Joe Smith is still a champion there as well. And like, I think he probably loses to all those guys that I listed. God love them,
but he's strong as hell.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but it seems to me like you just got to talk about it. I feel like, well, all those names that we just mentioned, we're talking about good fights / great fights that could be had in 175-pound division, but it's not the quote unquote glamour division.
Yeah.
If the good fights can be made, but we're not talking about it, so the world doesn't really view that division as a division to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once upon a time, we really wouldn't talk about 130. Now 130, granted, got stacked ASAP. 135 got granted ASAP. And it was a lot to talk about, has been a lot to talk about. But I don't think in the next year or 2 years, if all those guys, let's say hypothetically, all those guys at 135 were to fight each other in the next year, and they're knocked one another off or what have you, I still think that now we're going to talk about 135 and 130 for the years to come, based on what has happened in the division. So I think we just need to talk about what could happen and allow it to happen.
I'm trying to think of the matchups that have happened already. I know Bivol beat Joe Smith.
Right.
I think Bivol beat another one of the top guys up there as well. I can't think of who it was.
Sullivan Barrera, but he's not a top guy now.
Yeah, and Zurdo just beat Sullivan Barrera.
Apparently, talking to Ramirez, he said that Bivol turned down $1 million offer for their fight. It was basically around a flat mill. You know, it wasn't 1.8, 1.92, but he felt that, I think his quote was, I knew it. He's just another fighter who doesn't want to give up his belt. So, I mean.
Spicy words there.
Well, we're talking about it. So hopefully Bivol feels that pressure and takes that fight. I would
love to see those matchups.
Maybe to Shawn's point, we focus too much on the Canelo sweepstakes and not give enough attention to Zurdo versus Bivol or Beterbiev versus Benavidez moving up. Or
who's your top guy at 175 right now?
I mean, Artur Beterbiev's earned it.
Yeah.
I just think that Canelo and David would both beat him. Bivol, I think Bivol.
I like Bivol.
I like Bivol too.
Yeah.
I think he has a good chance.
I think he's the most
Zurdo has
technical, maybe. Bivol, he's not. He doesn't have the explosive power of those guys. They've got knockouts, but he's kind of got the stigma of sometimes being boring and didn't look all too great in his fight a couple weeks ago.
That's the other side.
What do you think about Benavidez, Bivol?
I would like it because I do think that's a matchup where, and David's really technical as well, Benavidez, but he's just very explosive and
I think
high
Bivol
volume.
Needs someone to force the dog out of him.
Yeah, it's possible.
I think he does have the dog. It's just that
why use it if you don't need to?
But I think someone like Beterbiev would bring it out of him.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say that's the other part of that division is it's a lot of foreign fighters that people don't feel attached to. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, we can talk about it, but are people gonna really care about a Russian? We can't pronounce his name. We don't know anything about him. So on and so forth. And I think that's why even in America, like the heavyweight division, it fell off because at one point there weren't very many Americans in the division or anyone that you could look at and identify with in the division, and now they're very much.
Hopefully, with social media the way that it is, and the way hopefully the promoters are able to get these guys a little more recognizable and more attached, like you said. If I know they did something with Beterbiev where he lives in Canada now, that's like his adopted hometown, in Quebec, I think it was. But if they can start to maybe get these guys more household names.
Yeah, you think Plant could go up in there and get some people some smoke?
Plant should stay at 68 and get that Charlo fight.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, that's what I think. But I'm just saying, I feel like he can go up there and he'll give people hell.
Yeah, I wonder.
I feel like Caleb's a real 68. I don't think
he's
like
a solid.
David.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he don't look like he's struggling to make weight.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much he comes down. Like if he is somebody that kind of builds down to 160, or if he's just kind of
like naturally like 180.
Yeah, and it isn't too far off. It would be interesting. I think his athleticism would make it interesting, but
and he have a little more power.
Yeah.
What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ed. Follow me on IG with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson A. Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.